Target has gone full on satanic. Let's go.
Hey guys, Colin here, and welcome back to Fight for Truth, the channel where we bring you Christian commentary about the things that matter. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Target going full-on satanic.
Damn.
And I know what some of you may be thinking. Colin, come on, clickbaiting us like this? Not cool.
Not cool.
Obviously, Target is not actually supporting Satanism, right? For all of those who hold to that opinion, let me tell you that this is not clickbait, and I can offer you 100% proof that Target has aligned itself with Satanism and other incredibly evil worldviews. Let's get right into it. If my memory serves me right here, Target...
So are we going to boycott Target? This is what I don't really agree with conservatives. I don't think that we should just boycott every... Bro, I think there was a point last month when... during Pride Month, or really I think, when like a lot of companies were supporting the Pride Month thing and stuff, and Candace Owens, like the whole Daily Wire cast and a lot of conservative influencers, they were just saying, oh, boycott this, boycott that, boycott Starbucks, boycott Target, boycott Walmart. It's like, bro, if you boycott everything, where are you gonna get your food from? Where are you gonna get your clothes from? Where are you gonna get your water from? You can't boycott everything, bro. You're gonna die. We are gonna be a failed, broken society, bro. We can't boycott everything. You know, like, I don't have to agree with you to buy my shit there. Like, if I'm hungry and I live next to a Target and I see like a pride flag in there, like, bro, I'm gonna buy my food and just walk out there. I don't have to boycott you. Like, if we collectively just boycott every company on earth, what are we gonna do with our lives? Where are you gonna get your shirts, your groceries, right? Like, you can't boycott everything. That's my only problem with these things. But I think he's gonna ask us to boycott Target here, which, I mean, I agree, but I don't think it's productive. I don't think it's a productive way to handle this issue, you know, to address this issue. I agree with the idea to boycott it, but I think it's an unproductive way to handle or address this issue. But anyway, let's go.
Target was one of the first companies to allow the whole transgender bathroom phenomenon to take place in their stores. But if that wasn't enough, this Pride Month, they have taken their unbiblical depravity to a whole new level. They are now selling pro-LGBT and specifically transgender clothing marketed to little children. Yes, you heard that right. Let me show you an example of this in an actual Target store on video. Watch this.
Watch
Because
this.
I heard that their new Pride collection was out, so let's take a look. This is a special swimsuit. It is invented for tucking. Live, laugh, lesbian. Are they amoebas? These don't even look like people. Queer. This right here. These are baby clothes. Trans people will always exist. This is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen.
It is.
Kids going
It's
to,
quite unattractive.
Pride parade. You get a little pride skirt for your kid. Super queer. It's like a superpower. Honestly, Target, what is going on? This is pretty disgusting.
So yes, as the girl in the video was saying, this is an actual
But they're just shirts, though. I feel like in a free market society, in the free market, there is a small group of people who are into these things. Okay, let's think like businessmen. Okay, you have to identify, like Andrew Tate said, be perspicacious. You need to identify opportunities and sell products. Like, I don't think even Target really like believes or are pro LGBT. I feel like there's maybe one or two people here that live in the city that are LGBT people that might want to buy an LGBT shirt for their LGBT kids. They're not like market of like forcing people to do it. It's just like there's people out there that want to buy it. Let's just sell these clothes for them. It is what it is. I don't think it's that deep. Honestly, I don't think it's that deep. I just think it's just normal shirts. They're just selling shirts. I don't think they are like part of a conspiracy to make America trans. No, I feel like they're just selling shirts to a demographic of people that are like that. for example, let me think of an example. Maybe like they are selling hair products to black women, for example, right? Because black women have special kind of hair, right? I don't think they are making America black, right? Or it's like a pro women thing to sell this certain hair products for black women or for their hair, right? I don't, like, I don't think, do you guys understand what I mean? I feel like I don't think it's that deep. There's certain products you can sell for a certain demographic, and that's just what it is. Like, there's hair products that black women need. There is probably I don't know, condom sizes for black men that are more dedicated to black men than black or white men, and there's condom brands that are more made for other races, because there's different races have different physical penis sizes. We all agree, like, that's not controversial, I'm sorry, right? And then there's also, what else, hearing aids for people who have, like, experiencing hearing loss, glasses for people with, like, poor eyesight, shirts for people who identify as trans. Like, it is what it is, bro. I don't think they are really doing anything satanic, really. I don't see, bro. Even if it's like, if, I'm sorry, I know I'm talking too much, but if they decide to sell a shirt, right, saying Jesus is Lord, for Christians, obviously, and then they make another shirt for, like, Muslims, and it says Allahu Akbar, or maybe I don't know, some other Islamic quotes, that's for Muslims, right? A shirt that's for Muslims. And there's like dwarfs, right? All just like small people, like just dwarfs, they make clothes for them too. So it's like they're just selling clothes for people in different demographics. I mean, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, educate me in the comments. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's satanic, unless, like, even if they make satanic merch for Satanists, they're just making clothes for people there. I don't see, I feel like if Satanic has really gone full satanic, then the entire brand and the entire company and everything, the motto, the vision, the mission of the company would be satanic. Then that's when they've gone full on satanic. But just because they sold a few shirts to, like, LGBT people, I don't think that's satanic. My opinion.
Product being sold at a Target store near you. It's a little girl's bathing suit that is tuck friendly. In other words, if your little boy wants to wear a girl's bathing suit, but he's worried that everyone at the public pool is going to be grossed out, as they should be, all he has to do is buy Target's new tuck friendly swimsuit, and this will hide his gender, so to speak, from the rest of the swimmers. Now, it's at this point that we need a little history lesson, folks. Does anyone else remember the line that was repeated over and over and over again by the LGBT activists when they were fighting for gay marriage? Because I do. It was something along the lines of, what gives you the right to say what two consenting adults should do in the bedroom? This has nothing to do with you. Just stay out of other people's business. The argument was always centered around consenting adults. Those were the two words that came up over and over and over. But you see, what the LGBT mob failed to factor in here was the plain fact that whatever behavior is allowed among consenting adults will inevitably affect the rest of society. Most notably, it will affect children, the most vulnerable people in society. Look behind you, there's the slippery slope. And by the way, this bathing suit situation isn't just immoral, it's also incredibly dumb. If your son feels uncomfortable wearing a woman's bathing suit, it's because he should. He's a little boy. And
Absolutely.
The solution to this is simple. Just put him in boys' clothing, and
Absolutely.
then you won't have to worry about what he looks like in girls' clothing. This isn't exactly rocket science. But you see, Target's absolute insanity doesn't stop with tuck-friendly bathing suits. They have tons of merchandise in their recent Pride collection that is being marketed directly to little children, even babies. Here's a picture of a baby onesie that says, "BN proud."
Okay, yeah, this is where it's crazy, because how is a newborn baby a member of the LGBT community? The baby is not gay. I don't think you're born gay. I think you're born normal. You're not born trans because you're not born gender changed. You know what I mean? Like, so how I feel like all these clothes should be made for adults because people grow up and then realize changes in their body and then decide to be transgender and decide to be whatever they want, and then they can get whatever clothes that they want. Fine, but I don't think it makes sense to involve babies. How do you even know a child or a baby is in the LGBT is you know, like how did the baby make it known that they are in the LGBT community? So that's where the issue comes in. It's like, are parents trying to groom their children into this idea, this society, this ideology, this like community? Is that what's happening? Because babies have no business being here. Like, they're babies. All they need to do is eat, sleep, and go to school. And maybe when they are 15, 16, 14, and they can consciously look at their bodies and say, okay, I feel like I'm in the wrong body, then they can do that shit, you know. But yeah, I don't think this is crazy. Anyway,
complete with rainbow colored letters, in case you didn't.
Saying that doesn't mean I agree with gender dysphoria. I think it's stupid. You're just mentally ill. But I'm just saying that there's no need for babies to have this merchandise. That's just dumb.
Get the pun. This item of clothing is for actual infants. So much for this only being about consenting adults, right? But it goes on. Here's a picture of an item that Target calls a baby jumper romper that says, quote, "Be kind," with a rainbow on it. This one is particularly bad. Not only is it pride clothing for children, which is already wrong, but it's actually being marketed as a simple call to kindness, a call to compassion. After all, who doesn't want their child to be kind and to be surrounded by kindness?
Right.
But the actual message here is far more sinister. They're saying that the LGBT movement is in and of itself a kindness. It's part of being kind. In reality, it's a perversion of God's creation and a manifestation of sin against both God and man. Romans 1:26 through 27 says that sexual perversions like this are shameful, dishonorable, and sinful. There is absolutely no real kindness in the LGBT worldview, whatever they may tell you. And next, we have a pink dress for a little girl that's in their Pride collection and has a rainbow.
How? Okay, now this is crazy. I think I watched a video where a woman was berating her neighbor for always letting her daughter wear pink dresses and her son wear blue clothing. And it's like, okay, but the LGBT people are making pink dresses. Who is the pink dress for? And it's a girl that's modeling it. Now that is saying something. That is saying something. Maybe pink is for females. I don't know. Hey. It's a conspiracy, man. I don't know. I'm just. Maybe pink dresses are for girls. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know.
On it as well. This one is extremely deceptive because the grand majority of little girls.
Oh, that's true. How do I even know that is a girl? Damn, that's deep.
As well.
God
this
damn.
One is extremely deceptive because the grand majority of little girls would love a pink dress with a rainbow on it. But they aren't exactly looking to be outspoken advocates for homosexual activity in wearing that outfit. So the fact that Target is trying to effectively smuggle that sexual meaning into a child's wardrobe without them knowing is absolutely appalling. And frankly, this is a dress that I could easily see some sweet, unassuming old lady buying for her granddaughter without any idea of what the dress is trying to say. So you see, they're trying to turn little children into billboards for their sexual sin. And this is something particularly dangerous, according to Jesus himself. In Matthew 18:6, he says, quote, "But who..."
Sorry to pause again. I feel like part of me agrees with him, but also part of me just feels like it's just a dress. It's just a piece of cloth. Regardless of its meaning. Like, I'm wearing a shirt that has like a skull on it. People would say that, oh, it means like an occultic shit. I don't know. I don't care. To me, it's just a shirt. I'm just wearing a shirt. It doesn't matter to me what it means, or where it's from, or who made it. It's just a shirt, right? So who cares? It's just a shirt, right? I don't know.
Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. End quote. When you start corrupting innocent children, that is not something the Lord takes lightly at all. Target is playing a very dangerous game, one that they will not win. Here's another example. A little girl's shirt in their Pride collection that says, quote, "It takes all kinds." The shirt has a unicorn, a chicken, and a lion on it. So what would any unassuming child think that this shirt means? Well, they would think that it's a cute shirt about all the different kinds of animals that are in the world, right? But that's not what Target is driving at. By all kinds, Target is referring to all the different kinds of genders you can be, and all the different kinds of sexual orientation you can have. Remember, this is in their Pride collection. Again, they are intentionally smuggling their sexual worldview into the clothing of small children. We need to stand up against this. They're trying to use children as pawns in the culture war against biblical Christianity.
See, I agree with him, but I also don't think it's that deep. It's just a shirt. It's just a piece of clothing, bro. I agree with him 90%. I do think, in other ways they are grooming and involving kids and I think it's grotesque. But I don't think see, I'm trying to think for myself. I'm trying to formulate my own ideas and my own beliefs here, okay? I don't want to just regurgitate what he's saying and just, oh, true, false. I do think leave the kids out of it completely. I feel like people are born naturally as either male or female, and maybe they grow up and decide to be something else. Then they can buy whatever clothing they want. But I don't think babies should have onesies that are tuck able, like how do you say it? Like with tucking capabilities. Like why? Is your child trans? Is your baby trans? How is that even possible? That's my only thing. He's right. They're using children for this thing, but you know what? That's my own thing. I agree with him. I agree, but I don't think it's. I think there are better or more pressing issues to find. Like the video I saw where they were like, "We're queer, we're here, we're coming for your children," and I feel like, yeah, okay, nigga, why are you coming for my child? That's a problem. That's something to address. But I also don't think Target is making these clothes. I feel like they're just selling them and taking money from it too. I feel like I used to be in sales. Honestly, if I could buy a printer and print some LGBT shit on some clothes, and then print some anti-LGBT things on some other clothes and sell it to these two different demographic people, I'll make my money and I'll move my way. It's just identifying opportunities and capitalizing on the free market. That's just how I see it. I don't think you should boycott Target because they sold a few clothes. Like, that's very childish.
But perhaps nothing was more bizarre than this design of some sort of woman-man hybrid with a shaved head and hairy legs, sitting down, seemingly naked, with their legs covering up.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That's ugly and that's disgusting. Yeah, if you're not a normal man or you're not a normal woman, like, you're just like, why do you look like that? None of these people look good ever. Hey, but I've seen some trans people, bro. Hey. I'm kidding.
Body. I mean, seriously, what even is this thing? This was accompanied by the trans pronoun they as well. Now, why on earth do children need to see this kind of bizarre picture? some naked woman with hairy legs and a shaved head. Well, frankly, the only reason you would show something like this to a child is if you have an agenda for them. And the fact that this agenda seems to be so blatantly sexual should be enough to wake up the Christian church in this country. This kind of thing is not acceptable.
I agree. I don't think we should sexualize children. I agree.
Especially not to God. But let's put the icing on the cake here. Target has also partnered up directly with a biological woman who goes by the name of Eric. And this individual has evidently been pumped full of artificial hormones to assume the appearance of a man. And this woman named Eric has a design brand called Aprelin, who Target is working with this Pride Month. The only problem is that Eric is full of hatred against the truth of Christianity and anyone who believes it. She also happens to be a Satanist. Yes, you heard that right. And she puts Satanist messaging into her designs. Here's a first example. A picture of Eric with horns on her head, sporting a shirt that says, quote, "Satan respects pronouns." Just let that sink in. She wrote in the caption of that photo, quote, "Satan loves you and respects who you are," end quote. And by the way, of course Satan supports trans pronouns. He's the mastermind behind this whole evil thing. According to John 8:44, Satan is the father of lies, and transgenderism is of course one of the most blatant lies out there these days. So it's not surprising then that transgenderism is satanic, unbiblical, demonic, etc. We already knew that. But it's a bit surprising that these people don't even care enough to hide it.
Why should, sorry, I have a question. Why should they hide their beliefs? First of all, like, I feel like as Christians, what gives us what makes us right? Like, what makes us correct or right? Right? Like, we openly profess our faith. I feel like if we can do it, then let other people do what they want to do too. If we have the freedom to be openly Christian, we should give other people the freedom to be openly Muslim or openly Buddhist or openly Hinduist or whatever, or openly Satanic. I feel like people should have the freedom of religion and the freedom to express themselves based on their religion. I don't agree with those things like LGBT satanism thing. That's not for me. I don't support it, but like, why shouldn't they be able to do what they want to do? We are able to do what we are allowed to do. I feel like complaining about it is not supporting their, what is it, First or Second Amendment right of freedom of speech. Like, they can be able to say it. Like, if they can say, "Oh, Satan accepts you" or whatever, I can be allowed to say, "Shut the fuck up, I don't agree with you." Like, like, people should be able to. It's an open free world. We should be able to say whatever we want. It's okay to not agree. It's okay to disagree with people, but it's also okay to let people say what they want to say. I feel like we should learn to just mind our business. That's just what I think.
Anymore. In fact, they're telling you outright that they're being demonic. The question is,
exactly. So we Christians tell people outright that we are Christians. Why can't Satanists tell people outright that they're satanic? Why should they hide it? Like, I feel like it should be equal. I believe in equality in the full sense of it. I don't believe in censorship at all. By that being said, I don't believe that Christians should censor Satanists. I don't believe that Satanists should censor Christians. People should just do their thing. If you agree with them, follow them. If you don't agree with them, mind your business and follow your Christian crowd, right? Don't complain that people are openly saying that they are satanic, because we also openly say that we are Christian. Let Christians be Christians and let Satanists be Satanists. And if you don't agree with them, if you don't support them, so what? Who cares? Move on. Move on with
Why
your
are
life.
so many American Christians not aware of this? But it gets even worse. Here's another design of hers that says, quote, "If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear." And on it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Again, they are telling you what they're doing. They're telling you who they are. The trans movement is a Trojan horse. It's a wolf in the clothing of a sheep. They want you to think that this movement is all about freedom and independence and kindness and love. In reality, it's about control and dominance over dissenting voices, chief among those being traditional Christians. According to 2 Corinthians 11:14, even the devil disguises himself as an angel of light. So it should be no surprise then that the transgender movement is being disguised as compassion. But it's not just the Satanism here that presents a problem. There are also some disturbing implications of violence in Eric's work.
And I want to make it clear, I don't disagree with him, with this guy. I don't know his name. The Fight for Truth guy. What the hell? I think I watched this video before because I just seen my comments and I said we don't have a Target where I live, so I suppose I've been boycotting Target my whole life. I think I was just being funny there, but anyway, yeah, I don't fully disagree with him. I don't disagree. I think the only thing is like, let them do them. Like just don't care. Just move on. It shouldn't matter, bro. Just move on.
Here's a pin that she made with the words, quote, "homophobe headrest" on it. For those who can't tell, this headrest is a guillotine. Translation?
Damn. Okay, that is crazy. I don't agree with that. That is very hateful. Homophobe headrest. Aren't you heterophobe? Aren't you like heterophobic? What if I made like a heterophobe headrest?
If you're a straight
That is
traditional
and that is inciting violence. But YouTube and Instagram people, they won't censor them for that. That's my only thing. Make it equal.
What the Bible says about homosexuality and transgenderism, namely that it's a sin, well, you deserve to have your head cut off for being so homophobic and so hateful. And guys, I can't imagine a more ironic statement than this. But the whole LGBT movement is a denial of reality in the first place, so I can't say I'm surprised. Imagine an angry mob of people outside with rainbow-colored pitchforks and torches at your door chanting, "Love is love, now let's kill all the homophobes." In all seriousness, this individual is clearly disturbed inside. This behavior is bizarre and unhinged. And here's what Eric had to say about all of those who are against the trans worldview. Quote, "In order to keep the transphobes at bay, we must eradicate them.
Damn.
It is very important to not engage in conversation with them.
Damn.
Fascists do not listen to reason."
Okay, that's what I don't agree with. Why conversations must happen. I feel like for there to be discourse, for there to be even disagreements, people should be able to have different opinions and we should be able to come together and talk about these things. They just said it is very important to not engage in conversation with them. That is hatred. We said we must eradicate transphobes. Why are you free to believe something but I'm not free to not agree with you? There should be freedom to disagree with you. There should be freedom to disagree. That's freedom of speech and freedom of expression. I'm free to say whatever I want, but you're also free to disagree with me, but we can come together and talk about it and find an amicable common ground, right? Like, I feel like people should be free to do what... fuck. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, this is crazy.
Important to not engage in conversation with...
Low-key, these guys are more hateful than us. I feel like...
Fascists do not listen to reason, and they do not deserve the trans person's valuable time, end quote. So this trans activist says that you cannot reason with transphobic people. But here's the thing. The second you start saying that women can be men and men can be women, you have lost all right to appeal to reason, as you clearly have no grasp on it yourself. And notice the irony here again. We have a movement that falsely claims all the time that trans people are being hunted down, even though there's no evidence of it.
I went on this like argument on Twitter. I don't think there's trans genocide. I've never seen any trans genocide ever. I've not seen a group of trans people get killed. First of all, this transgender movement has only been around for like 5 years. That's not enough time to cause a genocide of all these people. That's not enough time. I don't think there's transgenocide. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. Okay, opinion.
That. And yet, this person is simultaneously calling for the eradication of transphobic people. And this is the designer that Target has decided to align themselves with. Let that sink in. This is the type of person that they want to work with. And the point I want to make here is simple. None of this behavior would have been tolerated or allowed in the public square just 20 years ago, for example. Just 2 decades ago, this kind of thing being publicly promoted by an organization like Target would have been unthinkable to the average person. But things are changing. They have been for a long time. You see, the LGBT movement has been fighting tooth and nail for years now to change the ethical standard for sexual activity in our society. Most recently, they have fought to change the very definition of what a man or a woman is.
Damn.
They want to be the arbiters of reality, and therefore, they want to supplant God. They want to be God, if that were possible. Christians, we must stand up against this. There is no neutrality. Either God is your source of truth, or man is your source of truth. You cannot have both. They are fundamentally opposites. And the inconvenient fact is that this movement is absolutely coming for your kids. They absolutely want your children to be advocates of the LGBT worldview. And they are taking steps to accomplish that end. But we have to stand up and say enough is enough. It's God's way or the highway. We've allowed society to drift further and further away from truth for years now. And this, well, it's the result. But you don't get to make up your own gender. You don't get to make up your own marriage. You don't get to make up your own truth. And you certainly don't get to demand that everyone else support you in your delusion.
I agree.
So please, Christians, look out for your children and be vigilant, faithfully, for God's glory. And please, don't buy anything from Target. They are an evil and wicked company who me and my wife...
They're not. I don't think they are an evil and wicked company. I don't think so. I don't think they're evil and wicked. I just think they're capitalizing and being perspicacious and selling a product to a certain demographic. I don't see anything satanic about that or evil about that. I mean, there was a time where people hated black people, but now there's certain merchandise and products that are made for black people because we have a certain type of hair. Does that make them evil? No. It's just they're just making stuff for us. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know a lot of you probably disagree with me, or maybe agree with me. I feel like I'm playing devil's advocate a lot, cause I'm like, why can't they do what they want to do? But I'm also like, I don't agree with what you're doing, but you do your thing. I don't care. That's just me. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. A lot of you don't agree with me, and that's fine. That's fine. It's okay.